Basically, one of the things that I've stressed throughout this course is the importance, in especially broadcast journalism, of collaboration. There's certainly, we talk about networking and getting jobs and all of that, but collaboration, and that's critical to the relationship that I think Adam and I have had over time. And you find that with people in this business, the good ones anyway, that whether you're below them or above them, it's many times it's sort of the same relationship. They're different responsibilities, but you're in it together. Right now, Adam is going to talk a little bit about the work that he's doing. And what I want to point you to is there have been a number of articles this past week about convergence technologies and computer and video. Adam's beyond sort of where all these articles are. There's also an article on how they're bringing Wi-Fi to New Orleans because they can't get the regular infrastructure up. This is the great new world of multimedia, and it offers great opportunities for the stuff that we actually got together to try to start years ago. So without further ado, let me invite and thank Adam Clayton Powell for being here.
Good morning.
You want the podium?
No. What in the world is the Integrated Media Systems Center? So to answer that question, I brought some handouts. I don't think they're enough for everyone, but if you just sort of share maybe one for each two, that should certainly give you a background. And of course, what's the best background these days is online. And so what you need to know is imsc.usc.edu. No www. And you'll find more there than you would ever want to know about our research. In one sentence, IMSC is the one and only U.S. national laboratory for multimedia. What Los Alamos is for nuclear weapons, we are for multimedia. And we have the same charge, which is invent the future. In recent years, the charge is also with a subtext, which is keep the U.S. ahead. We just had an assessment of what our lab does. We have an annual visit from the federal government, which is our largest single source of funding. We also have industry partners. We just signed Microsoft, Google, Disney, which is a whole new universe for us. Our industry partners over the last 10 years have mainly been in the aerospace and IT industries. So we have IBM, Hewlett-Packard, Boeing, Pratt & Whitney, Korean Airlines. And I'll tell you why they're interested in our work in just a minute. So here we are inventing the future of multimedia. So it's in the School of Engineering. So why do they have somebody who has spent most of his life in journalism running an engineering lab? When the then dean, now provost of USC, offered me the job, I said, Max, I'm your 2:30 appointment. You're very busy. You intended for somebody else. He said, no, you'll have to. I said, I'm not a computer scientist. I'm not a physicist. I'm not an EE systems person. I'm not an AI, artificial intelligence person. And those are the people who work in this lab. And he said, yes, but you understand all those technologies and you can explain them. It's because I was a journalist. Furthermore, you're going to take the lab in this new direction, which is, in addition to aerospace and IT, these tools that have been developed over the last 10 years are now available to everybody in $500 consumer devices. Specifically, beginning first, the Microsoft Xbox that just went on sale is the first consumer device that can actually run some of these formats which IMSC has been developing for the last 10 years. You can't buy the games yet because the programmers don't know how to program to our playback standards. But what we can show Microsoft in the lab using an off-the-shelf Xbox is how you can be inside the video game. It's very jarring. We don't call it virtual reality because that's overused and hyped. We call it immersive reality. You're immersed in another place. And that place may be real, which is where I think the journalism comes in, or it may be imaginary, like a video game. Marshall McLuhan's famous line, the medium is the message. We think what's coming, and as people visit our lab after a couple of hours when they walk out, they say, oh, the medium is now the experience. What does that mean for journalism? I think that's what we have to come back to at the end.